In the Neiros Chanukah, the Gam Sheneiros. What's the question? The Gam Sheneiros Chanukah Tiknu Pnei Hanesh Shoyben Neiros Hamigdash. So Chanukah Poshet Chazal established it because of the miracle in the Beis Hamikdash. The whole the Tikkun Rabbanon came there. I say Tikkun. It's a klal that when the Chachamim masaken a takona, and so they do it similar to the din deiraisa. The context. One context is Isurei Derabanan in food. So they make them the same principle as the Isur Deiraisa. They add to the Isur, they add a Chumrah. So the same laws that the Torah apply to the Rabbanan if they're extending the prohibition. Like chicken and milk. The halachas that apply to chicken and milk apply the same halachas to meat and milk. So l'chayra, it's the same thing. They're taking the Neiros Mikdash, and they're making, there's no chiv anymore to light it. There's no Beis Hamikdash. And they're making a mitzvah to remember the Nes. So you would think that it would parallel the way it's done in the Beis Hamikdash. And yet we see the following differences. Becoming Yonim. So they're misaken it corresponding to the Neiros Hamikdash. Yet they're different in many areas. B'misparam, their numbers. The Neiros, B'mikdash Hayazayin Neiros. The Neiros Chanukah im Shmeina. The Beis Hamikdash was 7, and Chanukah 8 lights. B'mokim Amidas, from the place where they are placed. The Neiros Hayisa B'finim. The Neiros Beis Hamikdash was inside B'seich HaKodesh, inside the Kodesh, just before the Kodesh HaKadoshim. And where Ubedorim, the left side. I'm sorry, the south side, you mean the right side? Yeah, the right side. Yeah. The Neiros Chanukah. So, Maidiv.
When you walk in from Mizrach,
If you're facing the other way, if you're facing us from the front,
Durham is on the right side. Tzafin is on the left side.
I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying. But anyway, if you're walking into the Beis Hamikdash, it's just the left side. The Durham is left. But no.
You come in from the Beis Hamikdash on the right side.
When you're walking in, it's on the left side. The south is the left side.
Correct. But when you're facing the door,
you're facing
the door, then it's on your right side.
What? I can't. This voice I can't hear. I can't hear it. What?
From the Kodesh Kadashim, it's
what?
From the Kodesh HaKadashim, it's on the right.
If you enter going out from Kodesh HaKadashim, yeah. If you're going out from Kodesh, that's not usually the way it's defined. If you're going out from Kodesh HaKadashim, then it's the right, and then it's yeah. But not go the other. If you're going in, as we usually enter, it's the other way. The Neiros Chanukah, so Kaponim, it's on the south, the right side. The Neiros Chanukah, mitzvah nichem b'bachutz. So it differs that we place it on the outside of the home. That's the halacha. Or b'smoyel on the left side, mezuzah on the right, and Neiros Chanukah, yeah, it fits because the right side, the mezuzah, the right side coming into the house, same thing. You're coming. Yeah. Likewise, in the time that they lit, Neiros Hamikdash idliku miplag hamincha. Neiros Hamikdash were lit from plag hamincha. Plag hamincha, right, is the halfway point between mincha ktana and shkia. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, that's already considered night. Daf Ma'ariv. And say Krishma. So that's when the Neiros Mikdash were lit. Meshech Zman, how long did it last? So from Plaga Mincha to Shkia, Ishor Verevia, 1.25 halachic times, Kodim Shetishka Chamba before sunset. If you just make it simple and it's 12 hours from sunrise to sunset, there's two shittas, whether it's dawn or and Tzeitzak Echavim. Alisa Shachar Tzeitzak Echavim, that Rebbe shit is, so is the Gra, that it's from Alisa Shachar, from sunrise to sunset. So that's divided into 12 parts. Let's say it's 6 to 6. So you do the math. Plug Mincha, no, figure it out, is 1.25 Shozmanias before Shkia. That's the split time between Mincha Ktana, which is the 9th hour. Mincha Ktana is the 9th hour and the 12th hour. So halfway point is 1.25 hours. So the Ner Chanukah Plaga Mincha is the 9.5 hour. Yeah. 9.5 hour. That would be 1.25 hours. What?
If it's the halfway point, that's what. If Plaga Mincha is halfway, then that's what it would have to be. Yeah, 9.5.
Yes, 9.5, and halfway is 1.25. So.
Sorry, no.
What?
10.
Pardon?
9.5. Yeah, 9.
So that's Neiros HaMikdash. But the Chanukah mitzvah, so Mishatishka Chamba, but the Chanukah dafka afterwards when the sun is set. Neiros HaMikdash was the last thing after the Korban Tov and Shamincha was brought. That's when they lit the menorah. But Neiros Chanukah is dafka Mishatishka Chamba. Dafka at sunset. So these are the differences. So why, with Chachamim and Mesaken, when they're enacting to light, to remember the ness of the Neiros and the Mikdash, they were Mesaken with so many different takonas. It should have been, as in all the other takonas, the same inyanim, the same halachas. Moishe Admo, the Rabbi adds, in his mind, another diuk, that this that we have to put in there, Chanukah on the outside, it's not only different to the Beis HaMikdash that's on the inside, but there's another aspect that sets it apart from every other mitzvah, Bechlal. Not just Neiros Mikdash, Lematzino mitzvah. We don't find any mitzvah. The only exception is Milvat Paraduma, that's prepared. Shetzich Elias B'Bachutz Shus Rabim Dafke. So when he's adding the feed to accept the Paraduma, that has to be done outside. It's prepared on the Har HaMishcha outside. That's where it's slaughtered and burnt in the Shus Rabim. So the figure is adding that it's not only in contrast to the Neiros Chanukah is not only in contrast to Neiros Mikdash, but it's in contrast Bechlal all the mitzvahs. The emphasis being the outside, the public domain. Mavayid by Hemshech, Figureb explains there that Hemshech, Tatam bepashtus al-zeh Chanukah b'machutz. What's the simple reason why it's outside? The Gemara says, Bishvon Pisum Menisa, in order to publicize the miracle. Actually, the Gemara doesn't say that's Rashi. The Gemara says you put it on the outside, and Rashi explains because Pisum Menisa. Avalachayre Tamzir Masba. This reason is not sufficient. Shari Gamba Nesta Purim. Purim, the miracle, it's publicized also in the public domain. There's Mishta, Okay, you say that's on the inside, but this Mishleach Monis Matanasam Devyonim, you're out of the street sending gifts of food, Matanas Devyonim, V'yafa Pekain, in Oisim Zemeshet. So, no, sorry. The word is not, it's not on the street.
Pirsumenisa, but it's not.
Sorry?
It's Pirsumenisa, but not in the street.
That's right. It's Pirsumenisa, but not in the Shusarab. But how's it Mefursim? Because it's noisy. It's noisy. There's a mishta, and you're not locked up in your home, so there's interaction, there's movement, but the mitzvah is not done on the street. You're having a suda in the home.
By Megillah.
Even though the street knows about it. You're saying the street knows about it.
Really just by Megillah.
Huh?
It's really just by Megillah that we say Pirsumenisa. Right?
Again.
It's really just by the mitzvah of Megillah that we say Pirsumenisa.
We don't even say there. The Pirsumenisa is a word only.
Like the more people you have, that'll.
I'm not sure exactly. The Chiva Pirsumenisa. Let's rethink this. It's not a Gemara. Rashi just says that the reason he put it outside is the Farasim Anes. Now, there's no reason to say that there shouldn't be Pirsum Nisa any miracle. It's a mitzvah to be Farasim Anes. Yeah? So if the objective is Farasim Anes, you can achieve that other ways. What about Pesach? There's no Pisum Nisa on Pesach. Get it Tzorich Iyun. There's get a Pisum Nisa. L'chayra, it's got nothing to do with Chanukah. Any miracle, it's a mitzvah to publicize that Hashem did. Sanctify His name. But on the other hand, it's unique to Chanukah. I'm going to look into that if I have time. It won't be today. Just the Geder Pisum Nisa, and it's Shaykhis, like why is he singling out Purim? Shagam Nesa Purim. The Gemara does not mention Pisum Nisa with respect to Purim. I mean, or Rashi, we don't find that. He's saying here, he doesn't say there's also chiv and other miracles and we achieve it this way. He's not saying that. He's saying there's ways to be mefarsim without doing it outside. Purim is public, but it's not outside. Now, what does he single out Purim, not Pesach? Because Pesach is finished, not public. Where's the public aspect of Purim? Mishter Shal Simcha is already a public thing. And Mishter Shal Simcha, I guess he's hinting the Inyan of Adalayada, it's loud. And then Shleach Monos, so there's activity, people are going, coming. There's an aspect of Pisum Nisa. So that's all he's saying. He's saying that if the objective is to have Pisum Nisa, can do it any other ways. My question is, the whole Geder Pisum Nisa, why is it only unique to Chanukah? And he's saying, if you need to do it, you can do it like you do it the Purim way. And he says, Purim mefarsim. We are mefarsim. I'm asking, what about Pesach? Within the Pisum Nisa Pesach? Okay, tzorich.
But by Purim, I think the halacha.
What?
The halacha mentions Pirsum Nisa by Purim, no? Good. For sure.
No, but Reiv Am Hadras Melech. You're reading the Megillah with a lot of people. It's not Pirsum Nisa. It's a different Inyan. It's the glory of the king when there's a lot of people. Publicizing the Nes is only. The whole Makkah is Rashi? No. Okay, well, we'll have to look into this. All right, let's continue. We'll start with the Gemara. We'll see where it goes. Okay, and the Kuda is that Chanukah is taka different. Shinyonim shel Neiros Chanukah. The objective, the whole point of Neiros Chanukah is l'hoyres hachoshech, to illuminate the darkness. Through the milcham of the Greeks, they wanted us to forget your Torah, that we should transgress the statutes of your will. So it was a milcham against Yiddishkeit, especially when they went into the Heichal. What's the befrat? Aside from the general gzeira against Yidden keeping mitzvahs, they go into the Beis HaMikdash and they contaminate the Shemanim. So that's obviously a greater darkness. Nasi is gabras hacheshech du lumazeh, so the darkness of lumazeh intensified. Therefore, even not so in the house of the Chashmenoim overpowered them and defeated them. The whole milchama was a milchama against Chayshech. And therefore, Neiros Chanukah is about illuminating the Chayshech. Purim isn't about Chayshech. Pesach isn't about Chayshech. Freedom, survival. But he was a ruchni zikah milchama, a spiritual war, darkness. And that's why when you have to light it after the sun goes down, that's the whole point. And the Chanukah is to illuminate the darkness. And explains the other details. And words is placed on the outside, the Rishus Rabbim, the domain of the many. Because there's two shittas, whether it should face the outside or be in the outside. The Chatchila, Staisvas he brings here, says, see, Hora 12, it should be placed on the outside of the house. We don't nowadays don't do it, but
see it in Yerushalayim.
At your soul in Shalom, you still do it. They place it outside the house, a beautiful, on the wall. By the door. Ubeswirl on the left side, to illuminate the darkness of Rishus Rabbim, to the Dipruda, it's the Lashon of the Zoya. To the Buddha means mountains of separation, peaks of separation. Yeshes, mountains, Pruda, separated. Esav. I have lots of things, they're all competing. So where does Klippa get its chayes from? Tzimtzum. That's the left side because of the tzimtzum. So therefore we have to illuminate the left side and the outside. And that explains also the next detail. That's why they're 8. This that the Chanukah lights can illuminate such darkness. Darkness period. And in brackets, a darkness of Rishus Rabbim out there. In other words, like not just Klippas Neiga, but even lower. In order to illuminate such darkness, we need a koyach higher than the whole system, an infinite light. And that's why 8, for therefore 8, the Mispar Shmeina, the number 8, goes on a level that's higher than Ishtalshalos. However, 18, which is always quoted, is see Shuvas Harashba in Nigla, where the Rashba there says that the number 8, his whole Lashon there is Roichev al Zayin, rides on the 7. 7 is Teva, and 8 is higher than Teva. I'm not sure if he mentions it there, but Oz Yoshe Moishe, Oz Aleph Zayin. It's the Aleph, together Zayin Aleph is 8. That's the Aleph that rides, the Aluf that rides on Hayd in Teva. That's fully revealed when Oz, then, Etchias HaMeisir. We learned this, we encountered this in the Maimer. V'alderez Eberagel Yom Tov the Chanukah, and likewise the Yom Tov, not just the lights. Since Esher Chanukah, the Shayam the Chanukah Mispar Shmoina, this that Chanukah is 8 days. The Gemara says, Yom the Chanukah Tamna Inon, the days of Chanukah are 8. Why? And he goes on to tell the story. Could be being Maramas over here that you don't have to have the Chanukah 8 days. Because if it's the miracle, there was enough for one day. It was a 7-day miracle. Good. So you'll have 8 lights. There's the key separating. We could have 8 lights, but lav dafka 8 days. So what would happen? You'd light 2 in one night. Because al derech zeh separating. There's shmeina neiros. Al derech zeh the Yom Tov. This that the Yom Tov is 8 days, not just 8 lights. Who gilu shemei Chanukah, the revelation is with the Chanukah gilu shlamari mishtalshus is higher than ishtalshus. Okay, tzarich Inyan. A little bit to understand that. How could you separate it? How would it work to have 8 lights but not 8 days? First of all, it's only Beisham Beisila, that whole thing of, really a yotze with 1 candle a night. But then when would you get? He's saying 8 lights, 8 candles, Havada. Shmeina Neiros. So you have to have Shmeina Neiros. So he's already assuming Beis Hillel. This is already Beis Hillel. So how would you have 8 Neiros?
Well, Beis Shammai,
And Beis Shammai too. It's going the other way. But how would you have it with not 8 days?
Because the fact that they found it itself is the fact that they found the first one itself is also a miracle.
What are you saying? Huh?
The fact that they found it themselves, the first one is also a miracle.
Pictures I can't hear. I can't hear his voice.
Yeah, but you have to let him finish. I can't hear when you let him speak because we can't hear him. You just need to let him hear what he's saying.
The fact that they found the first one is also
Send me a text. I cannot hear what you're saying, Chaim. Not a word. Just text me.
He said the fact that they found it in the first place is a miracle in itself.
I mean, that's a teretz. That's the old kasha. But I'm saying he's giving another teretz here. That's what I'm saying. There's 100 terutzim to this. There's a sefer brings 100 terutzim. But I'm saying he's giving another teretz. The whole Inyan is lamali mishtav. So for sure the Yom Tov has to be 8 days. I'm just asking. So what the havamina is that it could be not. Then how would you light the Shemona and Neiros? That's all I'm asking. Because he's separating. That's why you need Shemona and Neiros, and that's also why the Yom Tov is 8 days.
Right. I think he's just saying 2 different things, right? Because
come close.
He's just saying 2 things. It doesn't need to be, meaning you could light the candle, you could do the mitzvah of Neiros Chanukah, even not Mahadran Mina Mahadran, but even if you don't light it Mahadran Mina Mahadran, light 1 candle, it's still 8 days, right? So
come close, just come close. I'm trying to hear you. This is with this darn thing, yeah?
Even if you don't light the candle, even if you light 1 candle a day, not Mahadran Mina Mahadran, it's still 8 days long. So it's just
9?
It's still 8 days. It's still 8 days, even if you light 1 candle. So I think that's what he's saying. There's 8 candles, but there's also 8 days, and it just shows the Inyan of the Moishe.
You're saying even if you light 1 candle,
without doing Mahadran Mina Mahadran,
you were doing the Adad Minahadin, you still have to light it 8 days. That's what, yeah, that's good. Still tzarich, okay, good. V'hinei Okay. So this light that's hiding in Ishtalshalos, that illuminates Chanukah, befrabd Neiros Chanukah. Again, the two things. It's made throughout Chanukah, and especially in the Neiros themselves. That's obvious, because the Neiros is that which actually illuminates. So, Nimshech al Yedei HaMesiras Nefesh Matisyo Bonov. What is pale, this Inyan, is the Mesiras Nefesh of Matisyo and his children. V'haino, meaning, Shashaych lezeh imacheshich shoya also b'shnei inyonim. This is saying that the connection between this revelation with the darkness that combated, the darkness then is two inyonim. Meaning, namely, malamata lamaylo and mayla lamata, from below to above and above to below. Malamata lamayla, from below to above, is as follows. The cheshech that was then aroused within the Mesiras Nefesh beyond their own limitations, their own ishtalshalos. And therefore, measure for measure, therefore they elicited Hashem's response in a revelation beyond Hashem's system. That is malamata lamayla. Malamayla lamata, from above to below, and it's only through such a light that comes from above. So we see the two things. The cheshech aroused them Mesiras Nefesh, which means they went beyond their own limitations, ready to give up their lives. The whole war was insane. Very hope of victory, but they did it anyway. So the cheshech aroused with them to go beyond their system. And that elicited what? Hashem going beyond his system. And the second thing is, and it's only that kind of oil that can transform the cheshech. So what's the two inyanim? And I'm asking, the first Inyan has the divine response. That's what I'm asking. There, we went beyond their system, so you arouse Hashem beyond the system. Himshicho, they drew them l'mayla lamata. And what's the second thing? The l'mayla lamata is already there in the response to the mata. Then he adds, l'mayla lamata, gam. So the second consideration, it's not like a second part of the story. It's a second consideration. It's dafka, this kind of oil, that has the power to illuminate the darkness.
L'chayre, the Milmayla Lamata comes before the Milmata Lamayla because of the cheshech. That's why it triggered by the Yidden.
What did he say?
He said
you have to come closer.
He said the Milamayla Lamata comes before the Lamata Lamayla. Sorry, the other way around. Lamata Lamayla comes before Lamayla Lamata.
Reverse. No, reverse.
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying there was an Asinas Koyach.
Because there was such a cheshech.
There's no mention of an Asinas Koyach. He's not talking.
No, I'm saying because there's such a cheshech. That's Milmayla Lamata. That's why Milmata Lamayla it triggered a desire to get out of the cheshech. It started Milmayla Lamata because Milmayla Lamata.
He's saying that the fact that there was cheshech in the first place is a Milamayla Lamata. That started everything.
No. That's not what he's saying. No, that's not what he's saying. The two inyanim is that the words he said, the cheshech was ma'ira by them to go beyond their system, and Hashem goes beyond his system. In Pashtus, that's like them. It's talking about the Eden. The second thing is, Melamayla Lamata, that Dafka, this oil, has the power to transform the cheshech. And that's a second thing. L'mayla l'mata. Themselves and Welt.
It almost seems like we couldn't transform the darkness. We could connect to Hashem, but he has to be the one to transform the cheshire.
But let me make my question clear. He says already that through their avodah, the mamshech l'mayla mishtalshalus, done, finished. And the second, no, not done. The second point is, it's a second consideration. It's not a, it's a second consideration. Why is it at second? What does he put it? Is malamata lamayla, lamayla lamata? Because in the lamata lamayla, he already has the response.
Is it a
Mamshichim.
Right, but is it a technical description of what's happening? We're mamshich atzmos, and atzmos transforms the darkness.
Okay, but unless, to make it even simpler, and that's the pshat, melamata lamayla is mamshich touching, reaching. Even he says the word himshichu, which sounds like it's real, but it means more touching it. Melamayla lamata, when this revelation comes down and is revealed in the world, it transforms the darkness. I'm saying this b'doichik, because you're not saying it's a new hamshacha. Usually it's another. It's not a new hamshacha. It's this oir zeh that they connect to through their Mesiras Nefesh. This oir transforms the darkness, not another. Milamayda lamata, after you did your avodah, but after, it's one thing. So it's two considerations. So l'chayre, one is what they reached, himshichu to themselves maybe, and then the second consideration is milamayda lamata. This it's already out. This illuminates the world. Okay. So we have some homework, and someone can look this up. Pisume Nisa, why its origins is applied uniquely only to Chanukah, and why it's a mitzvah lefarsim, God's nest, no matter what it is. In fact, Chizkiah could have been Mashiach, and he wasn't, because he wasn't lefarsim the Nisa. Okay, shkoyach everybody for your input. Have a wonderful day.